We
Boop,
are
boop.
live. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just like it always is, Johnny wins, Johnny wins, Johnny wins. Just like it always is, Johnny wins. We love Johnny and Johnny wins. Just like it always is, Johnny wins, Johnny wins, Johnny wins. Just like it always is, Johnny wins. Just like it always is, Johnny wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, fans and friends, we are back once again with everybody's favorite ROH post show. I am the custodian of charisma. I am the ophthalmologist of optimism. She is the sultan of sarcasm and the sorceress of sass. I am the ghost. She is the coat. I am Brady. She is Danielle. We are the best friends in all the land. We are the heel marks, and this is Mark of Honor, the one and only, the best of the best Ring of Honor post show that there is. Danielle, I loved watching your face as that was happening. I did that today just to pop us.
I was like, whoa.
I was like, you know what? I love our Heel Marks theme song, but I also love Just Like It Always Is, Johnny Wins, and the world doesn't hear that nearly enough anymore. So I was like, fuck it. Let's give it to the people.
If Johnny TV was on this episode, it would have been perfect.
If I did this last week, it would have been perfect timing.
This would have been perfect timing. I thought you messed up really bad, and I was like, oh, but I was like, man, I love this song.
Somehow edit together a complete mistake. No, never. It's never a mistake when it's Johnny Wins.
Because Johnny always wins.
I almost feel like it might be a mistake on ROH's side when they're booking these shows. Did they like forget that they were supposed to have like another hour of programming, 30 minutes at minimum?
I'm very confused on their. Yeah, I was like, oh, I mean, it didn't even go 45. Like, no. I think it went 45 minutes, maybe.
This is one of the shortest televised wrestling programs I can ever remember watching, if I'm being honest. Thankfully, there are people that watched it, because there are people that are here watching us talk about it right now. Thank you to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitch, if you see a like button, go ahead and smash that like button. If you see a comment button, go ahead and hit it, and then type your thoughts to us. Join the conversation. Let us know what you thought. There were only 5 matches tonight, resulting in less than an hour of televised programming. That's including entrances, not including backstage interviews. We got, I think, 1, like maybe 2. We didn't really get the normal, we usually get a lot more Lexi Nair, didn't really get her. Right. We usually get at least some stories told in the backstage area. If the wrestlers have a story to tell, but they don't have a match, we'll get something from their backstage. We didn't really get that this time. In the past, they've been using some of the extra time they have to showcase women who are still in the TV title tournament, even though maybe they're not wrestling tonight. This is another trend, second week in a row where we're only getting 1. It seems that I guess we only have 2 more remaining. So it's probably going to be 1 tournament match. I mean, in this round, not 2 more remaining in the tournament.
We had 2 this match.
No. There were 2 women's matches, but Abaddon's match was not.
Abaddon's not.
That
not
match
part of the TV tournament.
That match was not a part of the TV tournament.
Oh, I thought it was.
That was why they had Mercedes watching on ringside area. Because so Abaddon, she beat Judy Azul, a local talent. This was more of a showcase match. Like when they told us who was wrestling who tonight, Abaddon was showcased as she'll be in action, which I did like, because she is a contender as the tournament gets nitty gritty, and now they're trying to make her a big deal. Her appearances, the fact that she was wrestling was a tune-in moment. At least that's how they put it out there on Twitter and everything.
See, I got confused.
Is who she's facing, and she was just watching from ringside.
Got it. I got confused for a second because I was like, we were just talking about how they're not giving these women entrances, and this poor girl Azul doesn't get an entrance. And I was like, come on. I was like, isn't she in the tournament?
She got
And
a
it was a
buy.
fast match.
You thought she got a buy into the round?
No, but I couldn't remember. That's why I was like, I don't remember this girl being in the tournament. This makes so much more sense now.
No, right. No, this was just a showcase match. This was a squash match. So if this was a second round tournament match, it would have been disappointing on multiple fronts. But no, this was a showcase for Abaddon, which I did appreciate because last week we only had one TV title tournament match, which meant we only had one women's match. And on one hand, I get it. From a storyline perspective, these women aren't going to really appreciate being put in non-tournament matches. Mercedes got to watch. Abaddon had to actually go to work tonight. Theoretically, Mercedes is going to be fresher when they face each other, assuming it happens next week, right? So and also maybe Judy Azul put up more of a fight. Abaddon could have been taking a technical risk by having this match and jeopardizing her opportunity. Whereas we didn't see Queen Aminata have to have a match before her match last week. Red Velvet didn't have to have a match last week before her match this week. So, Abaddon could always complain about that should Mercedes get the W when they do eventually face each other.
Yeah, ROH has this really weird thing of being like, we need to fill in space, and this is how they fill in space. And it's like, you fill in space, but you fill in space with 5 matches and have it under an hour. It's very bizarre to me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, a big talking point last week was, and that's how they ended the show, was distraught Dalton Castle being fully distraught once again because he has officially lost the boys to Johnny TV. We spent a lot of last week's show wondering, talking, speculating. What does this mean? Do we see the boys get a makeover, become Johnny TV ready? Does Dalton completely lose his mind even more? Does he get more people to pretend to be the boys and they make that a thing? Do the boys actually develop as a breakout tag team because of this? Does Dalton Castle forget about the boys and completely switch up again? All these things we were wondering what could possibly happen. You'd think we'd at least see a clip of him and Lexi talking backstage with some cheese in his suit and him in a
Lexi's
dumpster.
not allowed to talk to him.
That is true. Lexi's not allowed to talk to him.
She's not allowed, but we didn't even see him anywhere.
No, yeah. We don't run. I mean, listen, I'm all up for building the speculation, but ROH would have had to do something to build it. We're building it on our own because we are really excited to see what he's going to do because of the great work that Johnny TV and Dalton Castle and Taya and Lexi and the boys all put into this story. And also the fact that if you're a regular ROH watcher, this is one of the few stories we actually have to keep track of and tune in every week to see. Them just not having that mentioned at all is just, I don't know. It's an eye roll.
This has been a big complaint about ROH for a while. Is like the storytelling here. Like there's no storytelling whatsoever. If there is, there's like mediocre storytelling with like streaks ish and stuff like that. But there's no feuds going on besides Johnny TV and Dalton Castle. And then like you have a feud for them for like a week and then they're off for 2 weeks. Where's Ethan Page in this? Like Ethan Page has been on a tear for Kyle Fletcher's belt for a while. Why aren't we having a match with him?
Yeah, that's also one of the bigger stories being told in Ring of Honor. We were applauding Ethan Page due to the fact that the streets were saying, as we read online, Kyle Fletcher was having visa issues, which went from every week defending his title to boom, disappears for like a month. And they're not mentioning him. Ethan Page is mentioning him. So we're over here applauding Ethan Page for being able to keep a title that he doesn't even hold relevant. Tell a story by himself. A story that includes another person and a championship. He's doing it on his own. Kyle Fletcher, apparently those visa issues are cleared up because he is back on AEW television. Just had an amazing match this past Wednesday with Jesus Christ. Awesome. I was about to say Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly and Kyle Fletcher.
My brain, but no, Will Ospreay. So we know that he's back. We know that he can resume this story.
Right.
but no, let's not use this opportunity to at the very least get an interview segment from our TV champion Kyle Fletcher, where he responds to Ethan Page, or maybe even just Lexi asks him about it and he scoffs and walks away.
Right.
No response,
like nothing. Like I mean, at this point, was I mad that it was under an hour? No. But if you could fill up time, there's certain ways to do it. Build storylines without having matches. You don't need a match every 5 seconds. You could build storylines backstage. There's certain things that you could do to fill up an hour and not just put fluff in there. You can build up stuff that will eventually come to something.
I mean, with Ring of Honor, I like nobody ever. I never find us tuning in and then our complaints are about I didn't like this match. No, that rarely happens.
Very rare.
So and a part of that, I'm sure, is the fact that it's a taped show. So if there was something they didn't like, they could always work around it. But another part is the fact that the talent is always second to none. We talk about this all the time. This is a glorified and glamorized indie show, and I say that in the best way possible. Because when we go to indie shows, we'll watch two random people get put together for 15, 17, 23 minutes, and it's almost always just a barn burner, a banger. What happens when we watch Ring of Honor. We watch these talents, the same talents that we do see at the indie shows. We watch them go spot for spot and tell stories and get themselves over, shine. Right. So it's like, if this is a television show, it shouldn't be a glorified and glamorized indie show. What's the difference between indie shows and television shows? Well, in indie shows, you don't get backstage segments. You maybe one in-ring promo. For the most part, it is match. So Ring of Honor should take advantage of the fact that, and we say it all the time. I don't want us to repeat ourselves all the time, but at the same time, give us an in-ring promo. So let's talk about it before we get into
This needed to be addressed for this one, especially because the show is getting shorter and shorter. It used to be 2 hours. We thought going into this, it's going to be an hour. And then we're like, oh, this is a 2 hour show. Then it went to an hour and a half. Then it went to an hour. Now it's not even cutting it as an hour. And like you said, normal like indie shows, they don't have, they have in-ring promos to like set up stories. With this, I know they get a little like, this is filmed after AEW, so like the crowd might not be as hot. So do backstage segments, do them. You need to progress storylines. I don't need to see just random people together.
Live chat, let us know if we're crazy on this one. Let us know if we're the only ones, because at this point, and I've said this before, but AEW, ROH, that company put together what I think four weekly shows a week, 4 televised shows.
4,
Dynamite, Collision, Rampage, and Ring of Honor.
Woo!
Ring of Honor is the only one that people have to pay to watch. It's on their streaming service.
Yeah,
with AEW, you watch it on television, provided you have TBS, TNT, what have you. But with this,
like, this is what I'm paying for.
You're actually paying a monthly service fee to be able to watch this every single week. And like, once again, it was 7 to 9. Last week it was 7 to 8:30. This week it's 7 to 7:45. And it's like people are tuning in. You've got the roster. We're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that ROH and AEW have 2 separate fan bases. I don't think that's the case at all. But at the same time, if somebody is tuning in for Ring of Honor, they're not tuning in for the same people they've watched in AEW. They're tuning in for the Outlanders, which we'd love to hear from. We talk about it all the time. It's great to see them in the ring, but let me hear them talk, because these guys are personalities. When people come to see the Outlanders, they're doing it because of the characters. You know what I mean? And it's like, and so on. It's like, we did hear the infantry talk a little bit, and it kind of seemed like they were taking shots at the Outrunners, but you've got how much time? You could have given us them both. And once again, the Dalton Castle, no follow-up. Like, for example, let's talk about the one constant that seems to be true, because this week we didn't have any champions on the show, which is rare, because usually at least Athena will hold strong. If Athena's not around, they'll throw the tag team champions to us, something like that. It happened like within the last month. It happened. It
happened like 5 years ago.
Well, no, I just remember it happened because I was clamoring for it and asking for it for so long, and then you made such a big deal, like, Brady, they're here. So like I know it happened, but that was a while ago already.
Kyle Fletcher was the big one for a while. I know you're saying there was visa issues, but he was the big one for a while that I was like, at least we have a champion. Remember Eddie Kingston? He's our ROH champion. Where's he?
I don't think ROH has a champion anymore. Like, I'm pretty sure that they've just made that the Triple Crown Championship, and Ring of Honor doesn't have a champion. Like, I think that's just quietly what happened. And I don't expect to see Eddie Kingston or his championships on Ring of Honor anytime soon. I think that is probably one of the reasons, if not the biggest reason, that Ethan Page is the only person calling out a champion, and it's the TV champion. Like we've said it before, like, what is the purpose for everyone else? We get all these people, Jack Cartwheel, Gringo Loco, all these people get matches every week. Sometimes they're putting 4-ways, 3-ways, what have you.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what are they fighting for? Because the only person who's ever grabbed the microphone and said, I want a championship, is all ego Ethan Page. And he didn't just say, I want any championship. I mean, it kind of started that way, but very quickly he was like, hey, Kyle Fletcher, what's up? I'm coming.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to come for you, and I'm not going to come for you just immediately. I want a match. I'm going to prove to you that I deserve this match, and I'm going to face people and beat them and establish myself in order to get this championship.
And I love seeing, I want to make this clear, I'm a very big Eddie Kingston fan. So happy when he became ROH champion. Very happy that he's now Triple Crown champion. Love to watch him get the big win over Bryan Danielson and earn his respect and all that. That was great. I love it. I love it. With that said, did we think for one second that Bryan Danielson was going to win that title and then come on over to Ring of Honor television
Absolutely
on Thursday
not.
nights? Like,
absolutely not.
Listen, they've got a big pay-per-view coming up in April. So do I think Bryan Danielson could have been on that card? Sure. I still think he might. I don't know if you caught the quick promo they did for that Super Card of Honor. Not one person that was on tonight's show was in that teaser.
Right. It's so weird.
Not one person. This is like back when WWE would like do the intro for like Superstars or Main Event or whatever show it was. And I think Zack Ryder and like the Usos back then were like on it every week. And one, if not all of them, tweeted out like, hey, anyone notice that everyone that is in the opening intro for Superstars is not actually on Superstars?
Yeah, it's so weird. It's such a weird.
I mean, at this point, Super Card of Honor is just another AEW pay-per-view.
Right.
Like, but they'll probably highlight.
I used to love Super Card. Do you remember I remember going to Super Card every WrestleMania weekend. I love Super Card.
I think Matt Taven just posted up a I think it was Super Card. I could be wrong, but it was the show. We were there. We were at, it was Madison Square Garden when Ring of Honor.
G1. That was the G1 Super. Yeah. It was, Super Card.
Won the title.
G1? Yeah, that's when he won the title with the purple ladder.
Yeah, that was a good one. He just posted that up. But like, for example,
that was a good match.
You know, it's like Big Shotty Lee Johnson. He gets a win over John Cruz. He's been winning every week, right? This is one of the few constants we've got in Ring of Honor where Shotty Lee Johnson is getting pushed. Okay, you've got so much time. Why not let him talk about these wins? And if he can't talk, put him with someone who can.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. You're just having these people win matches and they're like, okay, bye. I'm not gonna lie. I was more entertained by John Cruz's match when he was like, oh, I'll give the Ring of Honor, the Code of Honor. I was like, I love this man. You're my new favorite person because you know how much I hate the Code of Honor.
John Cruz is been, and I wrote this in my notes. I was very happy that John Cruz, despite being a jobber, there's no question about it. That's his role on the show, but he got an entrance. He doesn't always get an entrance, but they gave.
That's another thing. You're gonna make this show less than 45 minutes. Give everybody an entrance,
right? Like legit. We said it in back to Abaddon's match against Judy Azul. Judy Azul, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the only probably two on tonight's show that were the local talent. Like, why not give these local talent entrances where the people in the audience, when they see their name pop up or act actually going to pop because they actually know who they are. We don't. I didn't know who Judy Azul was going into this. I didn't know who Erica Demia was before it was, and I've never seen anyone have their name said Erica, but spell it like that ever. But I'm sure people in the audience knew who she was, knew who they both were. So let them have an entrance where we're able to kind of watch them shine, watch them, do a little taunting, get themselves over, establish what they are. We hear the crowd respond. Perception is reality. All of a sudden, we're popping ourselves too. We're always kind of like, hey, who is this? Did you know, for example, Judy Azul, or wait, no, I'm sorry, not Judy Azul, who Nyla played, as I said, Erica Demia. Commentary said she was 18, but Twitter says she's 19. Either way, this is a teenager.
Right.
I thought she was very impressive for being, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
How much experience can she have?
Right. And I bet you people knew her. And you know what? We won't know that because she didn't get an entrance.
Right. I do like Nyla Rose getting a match, but at the same time, so it's like if you're looking and it's like you have 30 minutes that you guys are just throwing away, then let Nyla talk also. Nyla's fantastic on the mic. She's very entertaining. It would have given us a reason she could have done it backstage, and we could have gotten another reason to see her with a shirt that says shirt on it and a hat that says hat on it, a jacket that says jacket on it.
Like, have Athena come out and like watch her, or Athena attack her, or like something.
Well, I don't mind Athena not involving herself in a Nyla Rose match, only because
I don't mind it either.
Athena got the win. Athena's done with Nyla, but at the same time, Nyla's coming out. She's getting a squash match. She's now having to build herself back up. It's like she can't just come out. She just lost her opportunity at the Women's Championship. So if the very next week we're watching her, same smile on her face, she's the chaos and she has no problem being the chaos against Erica Demia. You know what I mean? Like I would have preferred, like if we're giving us that squash match, fine, but then give her the mic for fucking 90 seconds and let her put everyone backstage on notice. Hell, let her be the first person who's not in the TV title tournament to call out the future champion. I mean, granted, I do normally hate when somebody loses like a world title shot and then immediately just goes to what is labeled the mid-card title. I do normally hate that. But it doesn't even have to be Nyla. Let somebody, let somebody who wasn't in the tournament say, hey, whoever wins, I'm coming.
Or call out the people that lost. You call out them too. They need feuds
That'd be
too.
fun.
Call one of them out. Be like, oh, you lost, and it's like, I'll kick your ass too, and then they can have a feud, or they can have like something. She doesn't necessarily have to go for the title. She could go for any of the women in that roster because they all qualified for the tournament. So why not?
Right, 100%. And
it frustrates me so much because like I hate talking shit about the show, but I'm not talking shit about it because I think it's bad. I just want the product to be better. I want it to showcase my wrestlers more and it has such potential. And that's what frustrates me about the show.
I mean, so there was the only interview segment that I truly remember, and it wasn't even actually an interview segment. Like you said, maybe they are really keeping up with it because maybe Lexi Nair really is just no longer allowed to interview by Athena, and so they have to because now that I think about it, they weren't interviewed. The Infantry and Trish Adora just had their own segment. They were backstage and they were talking. So, once again, just because me and you have been complaining, let's throw a little positivity here.
Okay.
I love Carly Bravo. This guy gets better and better every single time I see him. These guys get more comfortable together every week, and I think I'm beginning to connect to them more as a tag team, and I'm hoping other people are as well because they're starting to give them more mic time, because this isn't becoming as rare when I see the Infantry actually get to speak on the same show that they have a match.
Right.
So like this is what they're doing with this particular tag team. Let's get it with other people. And also, I really was hoping they weren't going to let me down, but they did. What am I going to say? Why did they let me down?
Oh no, why did they let you down? I don't know.
I'll tell you why. Because Trish Adora said a total of 2 words.
I thought
2 words.
I thought you were going to say they let you down because all they were doing was promoting their damn merch. Like, even during the match, they just kept talking about their new merch. And I was like,
No. I didn't actually mind that
"Oh."
at all because I thought it was funny and I thought they did it in a way where I was kind of. Also, let's be honest, who the fuck in Ring of Honor is actually getting merch on a consistent level? I can't remember the last time I saw somebody in Ring of Honor who's like not an AEW person, but actually we only see them every Thursday on Ring of Honor. I can't remember the last time I saw them with their own shirt.
I don't know.
Let alone actually getting new merch as a part of a push. So hell yeah, infantry, get that merch money, spread it. But I didn't even mean they as in the infantry, they as in Ring of Honor, because it's like Trisha Dora is just there.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
Maybe she got scared.
She's the queen of this trio. You know what I mean? Like, she's the first lady. She needs to shine. She can't just be with them. They need to make a point where it's like she makes them stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
They ended the promo by like telling her she looked amazing. Say that first. At this point, maybe this is a small tweak, but to me, like, it would have just better if they said it first, because now before you guys start talking, while I'm paying attention, while I'm hands folded and I'm yours, shine the attention on her real quick. You're talking to me about the merch. She's wearing the merch. Point out the fact that Trish is looking so good in our infantry merch. Look at it, shining. You know what I mean? Like, ready to take to take the women's tournament on or the women's division on storm. Give her a chance to talk a little bit. And even if she's talking about them, like I said, she said 3 words.
Yeah. It's very disappointing to see that, because it's like then she's just standing there for no reason.
Right.
Another missed opportunity.
Yeah, and it's like they're taking shots at the Outrunners, but also taking shots at all tag teams. They're putting everyone on notice. They are the only tag team that was able to get true mic time and ahead of their main event, which they ended up winning. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I get putting shine on them, but at the same time, Trisha Dora should have been out with them with that as for that match.
Right.
Like,
she can hype up the crowd.
You're not committing to the fact that they're putting Trish with infantry. And listen, we've talked about it in the past, how we think it's very ignorant when a wrestling fan will just see 2 black wrestlers and say, oh, they should be a tag team. You know what I mean? But it's ignorant ass shit like this that breeds that type of bullshit.
100%.
Like, because at this point, that's what it comes across as. And if I was just a wee bit more ignorant than I am now, that's the conclusion I'd come across, because they have not given me promos where I'm able to even understand why they're together, what she brings to them, what they bring to her.
Yeah, like, where did she come from? Where's that story? I have no idea why they're
one
together.
random day where they just popped in. We've never, you know what I mean? So it's like there's a lot of work to be done, and it won't be that hard, because these 3 are also good. We've seen Trisha Dora get crowds bumping at live shows. Yeah. So it's like, I do think the chemistry's there, and these 3 can be money for Ring of Honor. Just a true turn up trio. But you've got it. They have to give the fans that don't know who Trisha Dora is a reason to care and accept her and embrace her and truly understand what she's bringing to the table. Because me and you are not the average Ring of Honor fan. We've seen Trisha Dora how many times? I don't know that they have.
A bunch, yeah. We know what she can do, and we know the potential. Again, potential is this show. And we know the potential that she has to win crowds over and win the fans over, and they're not giving her that opportunity.
Right. 100% agreed. Speaking of opportunity, though, let's talk about the main event. And I love seeing the workhorsemen in there.
They called them the peanut butter and jelly of the tag division, which was my favorite thing they said.
was that meant as a compliment? Like, because everyone loves peanut butter and jelly?
Like the yin and the yang, the peanut butter and jelly of the tag division. I'm like, I love this. I love that they called them that.
I love that too.
Yeah.
Yin and Yang is outplayed. Give me
No,
the
he
peanut
said
butter
the
and jelly.
he said and he didn't say the PB&J. He said the peanut butter and jelly of the tag division. I was like, yes, they are.
I like that. I think
Which
Drake
immediately made me want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Well, jam sandwich, but yes.
well, see, it immediately makes me want Drake and Henry merchandise of them as like peanut butter and like who? I mean, is Drake the peanut butter? Like,
Yes. Which
I
one?
mean,
I almost said something very bad. I'm gonna be
don't
quiet.
do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. I don't know who would be the jelly. Nah. Drake would be the jelly. Henry gotta be
Drake
the peanut butter.
jelly?
Yeah, he'd be the jelly.
Why? Because he's shaking.
Did I tell you my mom told me a couple of years ago that I don't eat jelly, I eat peanut butter and jam? And I was like, no, I don't. I eat grape jelly. She's like, look at the jar. And I looked at the jar and it says jam.
Yeah,
and
no,
I was
you
like, my
did
whole
tell me
life
this.
is a lie.
You did
My whole
tell
life
me
is a lie.
this. Yeah.
What a lie. What a lie. So when I eat PB&Js, they're PB and jams, not PB and jellies.
I mean,
my whole life's a lie. I mean, it's delicious.
PB and jam doesn't have to be a bad thing.
No,
like,
it's not a bad thing.
Jams.
Yeah, but I can't be like, oh, I love peanut butter and jellies because I don't know if I love peanut butter and
honestly,
jelly.
if we were saying PB and jam, it would make way more sense. Like we wouldn't even have to think about it. Oh, well, Henry's jam.
Yes.
And obviously, but no,
yeah, it was such a good. It was they're the peanut butter and jelly of the tag division.
I did like the team of Jack Cartwheel and Gringo Loco.
Dude, people love Gringo.
No, Gringo's awesome.
I mean, I love him too, but they were real. Like he was getting all the pops, all the moments. Like people love him.
Because you know what it is? We live in a world where like indie wrestling and indie wrestlers will get more over doing stuff at an indie show and then those clips going viral than televised matches like this. And so Gringo Loco, he's a viral sensation when it comes to just I mean, the guy's out of his mind, but he's also just so good. The guy jumps off ladders, through tables, flips and twists, and and Jack Cartwheel, same way. We talk about how innovative he is, constantly taking the cartwheel to new heights. I really thought JD Drake was gonna hit us with one when he put his hands up. Didn't think he was gonna do the cartwheel. He can do a cartwheel.
I was just gonna say he can do a cartwheel. He can definitely do a cartwheel.
He's a fucking ninja. He can do a cartwheel. Oh my god!
He's like a ninja in all the aspects.
Maybe this is long-term storytelling. This is what we're getting from JD.
It's gonna be like when Kenta used to tease the GTS all the time.
Right.
And he never did it. That's gonna be his new gimmick. He's gonna tease the cartwheel, and then when we finally get it, we'll all like uproar and be like crazy about it.
Didn't like Ric Flair always go to the top rope, but he never actually jumped? Somebody would always catch him and throw him off.
Yes,
I think that was Ric Flair. That
I don't know. I blacked Ric Flair out of my brain a lot.
Yeah, you were able to do it.
Yeah,
good for you.
Who?
That's got to take discipline.
Yeah, it's discipline. I have tons of discipline, like eating jam instead of jelly.
Red Velvet was disciplined as she defeated legit Leyla Hirsch. I believe, did we both pick Red Velvet for this one?
I
know I did. I feel like you did as well.
I feel like I definitely did. I think it was one of those things where I was like, I want Red Velvet to win and she should win, but maybe Leyla, but I'm sticking with my gun. Yeah, Red Velvet's great.
No, Red Velvet continues to get better.
Yeah, she's so good. I would give it to Leyla though. Leyla doing those flips off the top rope, like she was very impressive in this match. I'm used to her more like groundwork, so like seeing her fly was really impressive.
I still maintain it would have been better if this was legit versus Rachel, if we got them in the second round, and then Leyla could have faced Red Velvet in the next round, which will obviously have higher stakes. I do think Red Velvet's a solid pick to make it to the finals. I think Leyla did a great job of showing why she did make it to this round. If one of her or Rachel had to go, I think legit Leyla made it where she's kind of like, listen, this is why I'm here. This is why I deserve to be here. And for whatever happens after this tournament is done, remember that I can do it all too. I'm legit Leyla Hirsch. Here's the only thing I did, we talk about stories and stuff. And once again, it's one of the few stories we have been getting from the women's division, from ROH, from the tournament, is the story with legit Leyla and Rachel. It was made such a big deal when Rachel got eliminated by Leyla. She was still kind of like, listen, I've still got your back in this tournament. You need me. I'm there for you. Not that she should have gotten involved in the match, but obviously in, the mind frame that is the wrestling world, coming to the ring, being in the corner of your friend, your partner, whatever, that stuff makes a difference. Even if you don't ever put your hands on the opponent, there's all thing like, I want you in my corner. Why weren't you in my corner? You know what I mean? So that stuff makes a difference. So why wasn't Rachel in Layla's corner? Probably should have been. If we are getting a split, continued dissension between the two of them, you think at the very least it would have made sense for us to watch Rachel watch Leyla lose, see the reaction. You know what I mean?
The storytelling in the show is very weird. Yeah, why wouldn't you have her down? Like we said, I feel like Leyla and Rachel should have been later in this tournament instead of like the first match. I feel like when, like you said, stakes being higher, I feel like that's a big component. And I don't think they executed it well at all. And like now it's just like, where's Rachel? And like now we're just not doing anything with Rachel. And it's like, are we eventually going to do something with her? And like it, and it's not, there's no consistency. And that's infuriating.
It's almost like they don't actually request set talent lists for these shows. It's almost like they come in every week and the writers have no idea. It's like, all right, who do we have? Like, who's here that's not on AEW Dynamite and Collision? And like, who do we? Okay, we got these. All right, fine. This is what we're doing. Nobody else? We don't have it. All right, fine. They didn't come this week. Okay,
make a storyline then. Like, come on.
Like, no, this would have been a great time for us to get a backstage interview with Leyla and Rachel after Leyla lost also. And Rachel saying, listen, you were still good. You're still the best. I still have your back. And then maybe you see somebody smirk, smile, something where you can make it. I don't know, like, but give us something.
Right. And then you give us a backstage with Maria, who we haven't seen in forever. And it's just her stealing a mask. And it's being like, you don't deserve this mask.
Just reminding us that her tag team and SAP are feuding, despite the fact that her tag team, her boys.
Where's her tag team? I forgot about her tag team. How sad is that? I forgot about her tag team.
Right.
I don't understand. You don't have to have people
stories that are getting time. And listen, we've listed at least 4 or 5 stories that we wish we would have seen some advancement tonight. What are the odds? Maybe we get 2 of these stories, 3 of these stories continue next week if we're lucky. That still leaves like another 2, 3 untold. Then you're waiting 2 weeks now, and this is how it happens, where we forget about Cole Carter, we forget about all these people. Just, you know what I mean? At what point are people going to forget about Kyle Fletcher? At what point? I mean, here's the thing: have we forgotten about our pure champion? Probably. He's never on the show either. You know what I mean?
Who's the pure champion?
I'm pretty sure it's Wheeler Yuta.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. See, that's what I'm saying. We have all these champions in it. Yeah, it's definitely Wheeler because I don't like him. That's why I don't remember him.
Sure, make excuses for yourself. I forgot who's champion because I don't like the champion.
We haven't seen Hot Sauce. That's nice.
All right, fine.
Yeah, it's so weird. And like I said, like I don't want this to be a recap show of us complaining because I love the talent on the show. There's no one on the show that when they come on, I'm like, ugh, we have to watch this person again. I'm just like, give me more of this person. Right. I want more. Give me more. And they're not giving me more. And like you're shortening it. Like our post show might be longer than their show. Like it's ridiculous.
I mean, if we go for another 6-7 minutes, I'm pretty sure we're passing them.
It's insane. And it's like, and our complaints, I don't know if,
and also,
I know they pre-record, right? You said they record. This is a recorded show, but is it recorded from Wednesday? Because they had the new entrance, and isn't that new entrance?
It's recorded usually like Friday and Saturday. Like they usually do it for like.
So when did they have? So they've had that new entrance for more than a week. AEW? I thought they just got that new entrance last week. I mean, this week.
They just get it last week.
I meant this week.
I don't fucking know, dude.
I don't know, and it's so weird. So it's like how can you not come up with storylines and stuff? Like you said, it's like they're like, oh, who's here? Okay, we're gonna put you two together. Okay, it's like they rock, paper, scissors, who's gonna fight each other.
Right. And it's like we just, you know what it is also, I watch ROH because I used to watch ROH. I used to love ROH, Ring of Honor.
Every year we went to Hammerstein and watched Final Battle.
Like I just, at this point, it seems obvious that like Tony Khan got rid of AEW Dark, got rid of AEW After Dark, but Ring of Honor has turned into that. And I said it before, I'll say it again. They're promoting the fact that Supercard of Honor is coming up, right?
Yeah.
About a month from now. What are the odds that these people that we watch every single week on Ring of Honor are actually on that pay-per-view? No,
right. Is it just
shot?
Right. It's just going to be the women's tournament. That's probably the only people that are going to be on that show.
Right. And then like Athena will defend against somebody, probably somebody from AEW, to be honest. Or that roster pool. You know what I mean?
It's going to be like Thunder Rosa or something.
Right. Like we've got all our ROH champions. We know where they're on. They're on AEW television. So it's like, what are the odds? Do I think that the infantry, despite winning the big main event tonight, do I think they're going to be rewarded with a tag team championship match? I used to think it when commentary used to like really sell me on the fact that, hey, Shane Taylor Promotions and the infantry are main event. That means that they are one of the top tag teams contending for the tag team titles. Sure. Now I'm fucking like over that. And it's kind of like, okay, infantry, you're trying to give them momentum. You're trying to push them. Best case scenario, you bring them to Dynamite. And maybe that's how they challenge the Undisputed Kingdom.
And that's ridiculous. Don't you want people to tune in?
Like I said, it almost seems like, honestly, it seems like this is just like, I don't know, like something has to drastically change for anything to change. Because right now they just clearly don't care about Ring of Honor as a programming, and they don't care about it as a brand. They really just use Ring of Honor to sell pay-per-views, and it's kind of just another AEW pay-per-view. But instead, we're going to feature the title that we've already given to most of the AEW wrestlers anyway.
Yeah, it's very ridiculous. And like you said, where people have to pay to watch this every week. And it's like, oh, so since you're paying, we're not going to put effort into it? Like, that doesn't make sense. You need to have a spectacle for your free stuff so people continue watching. But like, I don't know. It's just, ROH, do better, please.
And you know what it is? I think this is the reason why we have spent almost as much time as they spent giving us televised wrestling. We've spent just as much time, if not more, complaining. It's because I think we as wrestling fans, we as wrestling podcasters, we as students of the game who have watched this shit in all different forms for most of our lives at this point.
Yeah.
We don't think we should feel this way, but we do. We feel like we could do a better job. If you gave me the talent pool that they had, and you gave me the full 90 minutes to 2 hours that they should have and should be able to utilize, I personally think I would be able to tell better stories. I'd be able to come up with a better show than we have been getting. Like I said, last week we were scratching our head at them lasting about an hour and a half. This week we're barely scratching 57 minutes. So it's just, I don't know. Like, I haven't read anything on the internet as to why this happened, right? Like, there were travel issues with AEW talent, so not everyone got there. If I had read that, then sure, I'd be like, okay, I get it. This is why they gave us a shorter show.
But you can but even if you're doing a shorter show, develop storylines and feuds. Right. Nobody has a feud. Who has a feud? So Nyla and Athena are done. So that feud's over. Who's the other feud? What feud do we have?
I mean, the infantry and the outrunners, it seems like something's going to go there.
Yeah, but where are they? Where are the outrunners?
Yeah, no, they're not there.
So that feud's not there. So then you have the women's tournament. Okay, that's fine. Like, whatever. And then who else has a feud? I can't think of any feuds unless I'm forgetting. Oh, Ethan Page and Kyle. Ethan Page is basically having a feud with himself until Kyle Fletcher can get on screen.
and Johnny TV and Dalton. But as we said, they were all left off. Like there are stories. Like every once in a while, also something will happen with like a wrestler wrestler in a match, or even like commentary will mention it, and I'll kind of remember. I'm like, oh yeah, like they are actually feuding. I just forgot because you don't do it every single week.
Or they'll be in a match and you're like, oh, are they feuding? And you forget that they're actually feuding and that's why they're having a match.
You know what it is? ROH has become where Tony Khan fulfills his like requirements, where he'll have these wrestlers like on contract. And it's kind of like, okay, well, I made 3 AEW shows and I didn't get them on it. So I brought them here. Let me get him a match. So that's what I'll do for Ring of Honor. So give me
he's making me very upset.
There. Okay, I think you're making yourself upset. Okay.
He's making me very upset. I just want storylines. And storytelling in a match is so important too.
You know what it is?
And there can't be storytelling in a match if there's no story to be told.
And this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest problem I'm really having. It's not the fact there's no stories. There are stories. They're just not. They're giving us way too much time to forget about it. For instance, a few weeks ago, or however long it was ago that you weren't here for the episode, I was doing it myself, and I was very excited because there was you're saying you're welcome because you weren't there.
Yeah, you get to talk all by your lonesome.
I don't think that's the flex you think it is, but I was excited on that episode because Shane Taylor Promotions cut a great promo where Shane Taylor's basically talking about how he was recruiting. And all of a sudden, I was kind of like, hey, this is a fun thing for me and Danielle to do every week. Well, guess who's he going to recruit? We have not fucking seen Shane Taylor since that promo. We saw Lee Moriarty the next week instigate the infantry and haven't seen Lee. Like, you know what I mean?
Nothing's come from it. Yeah.
They just do random things. It's like if it's like a sketch comedy show, but it's not supposed to be random sketches. It's supposed to be continued, and instead it's just, who's this character? Where did this come from?
Is Leyla Hirsch with Maria still? Wasn't that a thing too?
I think Rachel and Leyla kind of quietly left Maria because it seemed like Maria was trying to cause dissension. At one point, it kind of seemed like Leyla was going to fall into that, but then it seemed like Leyla and Rachel were like, actually, no, we cool together. We a good team. We're going to do our own thing.
So
then the TV title came out, and it almost seemed like, I don't think that just got dropped. I think they actually did make a storyline decision to leave Maria.
Whatever.
Which I didn't mind.
No, I don't mind. It's just like, I'm like, is that a story that continued or just stopped?
Because I thought it was taking us to a new advancement in these two, where like they chose to leave Maria because of what she was doing. And then it's like, if the plan is still a breakup, maybe Maria gets back in and we find out who really did take her side or whatever. Like there's just, once again, this is just a case where there's stories to be told with a great tag team, a great crop of 2 women's wrestlers, Leyla Hirsch, Rachel Ellerling. We've been following along with them. Are we going to get a payoff? Or are they just going to keep kind of stringing it along? You know what I mean? Yeah. And there's so much talent they have. Where's AR Fox? Give me Flamethrower Fox. Give me him every single Thursday.
So much to do. Give us something.
And give him the Skulk back, please.
Yeah, give me the Skulk.
You've been using his boys. Just pair them up and give me Fox and the Skulk, please.
Yeah. Get a dog in there and then it could be Fox and the Hound.
I fucking knew you were gonna make a Fox and the Hound joke. I swear to God, I heard it as I said it, and I'm like, okay, where is it? Come on, Danielle.
Just get a dog. In the chamber. You're welcome.
If you really want to be welcome, you should give me a shirt that says shirt on it. And pants.
I've been trying to find a good one for you.
Yeah, I don't know why now.
I'm also looking for one that says socks. That's socks. I need the whole outfit. It won't work if it's not the whole outfit.
Right. Well, she definitely had the whole outfit. They never showed us her shoes, but they definitely said shoes on them.
Yeah, and a hoodie that says hoodie.
I think hers was a jacket that said jacket. But I'm
not getting you a jacket. I'll get you a hoodie. But
I don't want a jacket. Hers was a jacket. I would love a hoodie that said hoodie.
I know you would. I'm going to get you beanie that says beanie.
I think hat is fine.
All right, fine.
Beanie's gonna look silly on a hat.
Well, beanie. What if it's not gonna be on a hat? It's gonna be on a beanie.
It would look silly. Guys, we're getting silly because at this point, we have
outlasted ROH.
100%. We have given you more time of us talking about ROH than ROH actually gave us tonight. Hopefully Ring of Honor learns from their mistakes. Hopefully they give us more wrestling. They give us more promos. They give us more wrestlers. They give us more stories. Give us more progression, more advancement, more continuation. Or they just give us more freedom and let me and Danielle just write ROH from now on.
Yeah.
Really, that's what we should be going for.
I'm going to write them a letter.
Yeah. And hopefully you guys write them too. But at the very least, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Tweet it all out to Ring of Honor. Let them know how you feel. Let them know how we feel. Guys, as always, we're going to be here every single Thursday, courtesy of the BodySlam.net network, giving you guys your favorite Ring of Honor post show every single week. You can always follow us, and please do, at the Heel Marks. Everywhere, follow us at the Heel Marks. Follow me. I'm Good Dude Bad Jew on Instagram. She is DCC125 on Instagram. She is at Being Clever on the Twitter. Do not forget to hit up slamchats.com with all your donations. Support the network, support the pod. Once again, guys, you guys are the best. We are just trying to be like you. And don't forget,